The best thing I found in a long time, I found in the trash. So let's talk about that. Okay, so just found this hat, and I can clean that up pretty easy. Oakley. And then we found this the second we walked in the door. That's where we're at so far. Shoes are so cheap here that I normally find some gems in the shoes. Gumbies, made for living. I don't know anything about them. Okay, so they have a lot of t-shirts, but it's always nothing t-shirts. But as I'm looking down here, I'm noticing a few interesting looking, like Tommy Bahama looking shirts. So let's see if any of that's anything. Nautica. The Chieftains. That's a folk band Sundog tag. I think I'm gonna grab that. Mickey Mouse. It's not vintage. Tabasco brand. I'll look into that one. That's cheap Walmart. Crossing. I doubt this is anything. No boundaries. Vans off the walls.
Daddy, I want this.
You did what?
What's that?
Imprints. Orvis. Look at the crazy pattern on that Orvis. And man, it says it's XL, but it looks huge. Woolrich. An 8 light. Numa is always a good name brand. $1.50. It's in the box. The box is torn up on one end, but it looks like it even has the original bulbs. So pretty excited about that one. I'm digging around at the thrift store and look at these guys. Who remembers these? When the cheese starts going craft, mac and cheese dinosaurs from the early 90s. 20 cents a piece. There's 2 of the surfer guy, but Evelyn's holding on to one. Made in China. Kraft cheese. Cheezosaurus Rex. I was hoping it'd have a date on it. It doesn't seem to. Oh, don't sleep on VHS tapes. I didn't make a fortune, but I did make some money. Let's look at it. I spent $0.25 a piece on these, so I'm $1.50 into the lot. These Hard and Heavies, volume 3 and 6, probably I'll list them for $20 free shipping. As the same with these Godzilla's. The top one, the Godzilla 2000, is probably not worth much. The other ones are a little bit better, but I'll probably list those for $20 plus shipping. And so for less than $2, and I've got $40 worth of listings, that's a pretty good return. I'm pretty excited about that. Don't sleep on VHS, man.
The next day,
we are at a thrift store that I normally wouldn't come to because they're crazy overpriced, and it's like almost laughable most of the time. But I'm looking for furniture for our house, and they tend to have a pretty good selection of furniture, and it tends to be here for a while because the prices are crazy. But I don't mind paying up for a good piece that we're going to keep. So we're going to go in here. There's 2 thrift stores in this little strip mall and Big Lots. We're going to see what we can find for resale, for keeps, for retail arbitrage. $20 for a, I don't know what this is, 2-tier steel electric steamer. Villaware. This is like a smoothie maker, and it's $9. This Sony at $7.99. Doesn't have a remote, but it's it's playback, but it isn't a recorder. If that folds in, this is neat looking. Emerson, $4.99 instant, and then like this is just a Beat to Craft. GE, so it's pretty generic, $18. Something that I often do well on is thermal long johns. I've never found a long johns brand, J.E. Morgan, but this one's also Morgan. And these are vintage. This one is fairly old, and this one is probably 80s. This one might be early 80s or late 70s. But these are $15 a piece probably. But I bet they count as sweatshirts. I'm not buying them for $4 a piece.
A few moments later.
I'm in my basement and I'm working on some electrical. If that folds in. This is neat looking. Emerson, $4.99 instant. And then like, this is just a beat to craft. GE, so it's pretty generic, $18.
Few moments later.
I'm in my basement and I'm working on some electrical stuff. But I was trying to render the video and it screwed up. And this thing's funny. That's a really nice blow mold. They want $200 for it, but their comp shows you can get it for $133 free shipping. The thing?
Yeah.
Black Revival. Go Lasso! Right, so I did a lot of griping about ridiculous prices. I was on the other end of town, the end of town where people spend more money, I guess. And it really isn't even super the nice. It's not the super nice end of town, but the thrift stores. There's a bunch of thrift stores there in a row, and they are all crazy prices. You saw footage from two different places. One was Habitat, and one was called the Mission Store. And both of those places have other stores, and the Mission Store is crazy everywhere. They have 5 or 6 stores, and they're all nuts. That Habitat store is bananas by comparison of the other Habitat stores in the area. But what was cool was I was in there. I bought one item, and I thought about another item, and I went back. And when I went and picked the boys up from school, I went back into there, and they had a 50% off everything that had started at 3 o'clock. And then the best thing I found in a long time, I found in the trash. So let's talk about that. Here's what I picked up. I bought 4 items today. I spent $60. The Mission Store, you guys saw me pick up these Fry. Fry is a good name brand. There are none of these currently listed in this style, Fry's style number. This is a vintage. It's not super old, but it's not their current tag either. So that Fry tag is vintage. The 6809 is where you find the style number on Fry boots. These have a sold comp. These are an 8.5. The sold comp on Terapeak is a size 8, and they sold for $50. This Shot Brother jacket. Shot is a real good name. I'm not familiar with this tag, so I'll have to do some digging on it. It's faded out so bad I can't even read it right now, but it's definitely Shot Brothers. What's it say? A lot of them are Perfecto, but I can't make out. Yeah, P-E-R. It looks like an N. CCEO. I don't know. I'll do some hunting. I'll figure this one out. We'll put some comps up. It's missing what would have been a button-in liner. That's why there are these buttons. It's got this massive talon. And I really haven't investigated it too far. There are a couple of flaws, but I wouldn't be surprised. You can see on the top of this pocket there are a couple of flaws. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a couple $100 worth of jacket. Maybe it had a cape. I wonder what went there. I'll put some comps up, but I spent 10 bucks. So at that store, I spent almost 20 if you count sales tax. And then the other store, everything is crazy prices except their clothes. Everything's $2. These are Rock Revivals. Caleb called them tie-dye pants, and I guess that isn't entirely off base. They're acid wash is what they would technically be called, but tie-dye for a preschooler. Yep, they're tie-dye. But these are Earnest. Oh, this side. Earnest straight
Know what I mean?
Style, and these are a size 40. And the only comps, there are none listed. The only comps is a used one sold for $129.99. I paid $2. And then I went back to the store and I picked this up, marked at 60. And then we went to get the boys, came back, hoped it was there, and it was still there. And they had started at 3 o'clock a 50% off everything in the store sale. There's no styrofoam. This Fender Stratocaster, it's not new. But, ooh, I didn't notice that. I can clean that up, but that's problematic for sure. I would have bought it anyway. But just the guitar in the box comps for that much money. And then the drum set in the box. This is where I haven't been this deep in. So evidently there is no game. I don't know what this, oh, I do know what this dongle is. So these are like instructions. These are probably tips for the drumsticks. That's the official drumstick. And that's the end to plug it into the unit. But then the drumsticks, or the drum set, the box is a little bit rough. Somebody just wasn't careful with the tabs, so it got torn here and there. And there's no padding in here. And it's a little bit dirty, but it's a nice complete drum set. And imagine I'll get $200 for that set. And because it was marked 60 and it was 50% off when I went back, I only paid $30 for it. I think it's probably at least $175 plus shipping. But while I was picking the boys up from school, where my kids go to school is on the, my kids go to Catholic school. The Catholic school is basically on the campus of a college there. It's the only building. If you were driving through campus, you wouldn't know that Catholic church and the Catholic school weren't part of the campus. They're just kind of an annex. But this chair in the garbage. And I really cut my teeth reselling on guitars and records, but I very quickly became an expert, not an expert, but knowledgeable about old Danish furniture because it's so exceptionally expensive. Now this isn't old, it isn't Danish, but it is that style. And it was sitting and it's not in great condition. It was sitting upside down in the alley like that, and I was like, that has really neat lines. And I read this, and I didn't need to know anymore. Made in Norway, for free. And if you look at it, it's not going to be super fun to ship, but This breaks down from this, and the cover comes off. So I could get a box that would fit this. Can be shipped. And the only comp I could find was First Dibs, and First Dibs is a ridiculous place to try to find a comp. But they were asking $5,800 for one that sold. It probably didn't sell for that, or it sold to some celebrity who is looking for that exact chair, and a person who professionally shops for them bought it for that price, and I'm never going to get that price. That's the point. But this is a high, they don't put, you know, you're not finding Costco folding chairs that are worth $20 a piece on there. It is a high-end designer thing that is worth putting on there. I suspect I'll get $400 or $500 for it. It seems to be missing a pad. I suspect it's just missing the headrest pad, because this is padded here. There is some pad to that. And then it has this Velcro hook and loop. It isn't Velcro. Where something would have gone, so it's probably would have been a headrest. But I can't find very many of these even listed on the internet as existing to find an example where what that headrest might look like. Say I flipped that chair locally for $200 just to get it moved, and I'm still $60 spent today, and I should get $200 for that, $200 for the rock band. I would say conservatively $100 on the Shot's jacket, $50 on the Fry boots, so that puts me at $245.50, and probably $100 on the, at least $100 on the Rock Revival jeans. So I'm at $650, having spent $60 and not a lot of time. Today was a really, really good day. I might say in the thumbnail, best find ever, free in the trash. It definitely is. I would say it's almost definitely the best thing I've ever found in the trash. I used to do all kinds of dumpster diving and be intentional about trying to find things. I don't really do that anymore, but I'm certainly not above pulling a Norwegian chair out of somebody's trash on trash day, because I happened to drive by it. As I'm digging more into that chair, turns out it should have a big, thick, like leather pad on it. So that's going to significantly hurt the value. And everything that I found, those chairs seem to only sell in pairs. Name on it that says Vesterland, whatever it was, isn't what it's called when it's sold in the United States. It's called a manta, because it kind of, at least the seat part, resembles a manta ray. So once I figured that out, I was able to do a little more digging and find a lot more information when I was calling it the right thing. Research makes all the difference on something like this chair and on something like that Shot's jacket. I have not found, I mean, there's nothing like that on eBay. And like I said, I think it'll break down and I can ship it reasonably easily. It'll be big and kind of expensive, but I don't think it'll get damaged, and I don't think it'll be as impossible as it is when it's assembled. So that chair is gonna be really good. I'm gonna guess $300. I think if it had the pad and it was good to rock, it would probably be, I would probably list it for $600 or $700. Hoping that I can sell it to somebody who is gonna want to restore it and double their money. So if I think it's worth $700 and somebody's gonna see that, yeah, the math doesn't work, because they're gonna have to put the pad on it that's worth half the price of the chair for sure. So maybe it's only $150, but it was free in the trash. So whatever I make on it, minus fees and shipping, it's worth trying to sell. That leather Shot's jacket ended up being a police. Like, there's the motorcycle style that everybody's familiar with, like this, that is asymmetric. has call numbers. And so I was looking to try to figure out what call number. They're like 613 and 618, and depending on which features they have, there's a couple of different call numbers for that motorcycle jacket that is so prevalent and popular. But this, I couldn't figure out what this, with the 2 pockets on the chest was. It took me a long time to research and figure out that it's police. It's a police issue shots jacket, and that tag is likely from the late 60s or maybe the first 2 years, early 70s. And so I think it's going to be a $200 or $300 piece as well. Not holding out a whole lot of hope. I'm glad I only had $30 into that rock band. I think we're just going to close her out here. I'm going to probably go ahead and record some what solds for the next video because I had a lot of sales that shipped 17 items this morning. But thanks for watching. If you don't mind hitting the thumbs up on your way out the door, I would greatly appreciate it. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing. And I love to read the comments, so get in the comments and let me know what you think. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.